Yo, what is up, my Shadow Army? So this is I, Shadow Critias, back again with another manga review video. So yes, today I just got done reading the manga that I showed you guys, I think an hour ago, maybe, or almost an hour, of the manga that I just finally got, and so that I recently heard good things about it, and that is manga of Marvel in Japan, Spider-Man Fake Red. And it's basically kind of like a one short, I think, but who knows, the creator himself, Yusuke, is planning on do a continuation of the story of more of something like this. And when I read this completely blind, I hear a lot of good things about it with no non-spoilers. It's really fucking good. I actually loved it. I instantly started in love with the characters of, well, two of them actually, and I will go into spoilers for the manga. If you guys have not get yourself a copy of the manga set, I highly recommend get yourself the manga right now. And there's some things I wanted to go over on one manga panel that is so really deep on the moments. And the story is basically about, well, a young high school student named Yu, that's basically his name. He's a high school student, is a kind of awful in his school. He's failing his class and striking out of society. Striking out a social. Everything changed when he found one of Spider-Man's costume abandoned in the alleyway. At first it was fun to put it on the costume and play hero, but when powerful enemies appear, you quickly realize he's out of his element. Still, with the real Spider-Man nowhere to be found, the city needs someone to save it. That's basically what the story basically about, because he's a fan of Spider-Man, because how much he actually likes Spider-Man and how much he looks up to him. And at first he thought it was just a plaything, as a joke, but when he saved a child of a fire building, he didn't know what to do. He was freaking out because he basically don't know what to do in this scenario. And when he learns after saving the child, and next day, 5 days later, the social going out on the internet, and he finds out that Spider-Man has been finally came back for the past 5 days, almost a week, and nobody knows what really happened to the real Spider-Man. What happened to him? And we found out that Spider-Man is under the sewer, trying to fight and try to not to be controlled or be consumed by the Venom symbiote. So there's that. And it's just really kind of interesting, Peter Parker trying to fight back the symbiote thing. And we do get to see Aunt May and MJ only one scene here, and just only one simple scene, and that's it. And I would say the color of the art gallery is really damn good, and it's just beautiful. And not only that, in the story we do get to see Silk, another familiar Spider-Man female that people don't talk about, which when I started reading completely blind, when they showed Silk, oh my god, I was like, bro, Silk? This is interesting, bringing Silk involved in the story, because when she found out, oh, someone being an imposter, I need to know. I was like, okay, you're dumb good, but also know what you're doing in a way. You don't have a skill, but you're getting around to it. and he actually never made any friends or anything along the way. He's basically nervous and doesn't like to be around with people, which people can relate to you. And you has some really interesting character. He might be my favorite, right next to Miles, and I wanted to see more of him, but eventually his life as a fake Red, as Spider-Man, has come short, where Venom attacked a city, and you decided to fight Venom for the first time. Basically got his ass whooped, and found out that when he hears with great power comes great responsibility from Venom, and he realized what Silk said, that she's been hearing that same voice and same line in her head. He put a piece together that the real Spider-Man isn't there in this monster, and you took off his mask and the whole world knows what he looks like, and Peter Parker is back, and he said, thanks to you, I'm back who I am. I'm now fully controlled. And you actually saved Spider-Man, and we found out who was the person, made him try to become Venom, because this new villain tried to make Spider-Man as a murderer, but failed. And this person revealed to be Mysterio, who basically is not surprising. Mysterio is trying to make Spider-Man as a murderer, the real one, not the fake Red one. And it's very interesting. You is tried his best to be the Spider-Man, but apparently he couldn't, but at least he tried. Hell, he managed to stop. He managed to save the kid. He managed to save Emma, which is the girl that he became friends with, and the girl that he sort of started to have a crush with. But apparently she's confessed her feeling that she's in love with a girl named Sarah, but she's a lesbian in a way, which that's kind of disappointing. And she already figured it out that you was Spider-Man, because he got a cut mark, which it was basically wasn't a surprise. She already put the pieces together. And then you started to become friends with Yu's friends of hers, and for the first time in his life, he never hang out with anybody before. When I read that part in the manga chapter, it felt, the nostalgia. It felt heartwarming, because that's basically how I am. Because I felt like, okay, this is all new to me. I don't know what the fuck to do to hang out with friends or something like that, and not be open-minded to people. That's basically how I am. And it's just that, holy fucking hell, man. And like I said, the time for him being fake Spider-Man has came short after, defeating Mysterio and his fake illusion of Sinister Six, which all the Sinister Six that we all know. And it's just that, boy, I don't know what I could say to the manga. It's really damn good. We do get like a flashback of Peter being your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and fight against Scorpion. We do get to see that, and we do get to see what's this girl's name? Name Strawberry. What's her face? That people actually hate. The one who's trying to be Fame or whatever. That type of chick. I forgot her name, but she's basically new to me. The only time I actually know her is from the PS4 version of Spider-Man. That one, yeah. And when they finally got away from the media about, you actually not the real Spider-Man, just the imposter. We do get to see. Oh, sorry. We do get to see a bit interesting dialogue where you apologize to the real Spider-Man about what he did and what he has done, you know, for being him in general. And we hear something that is basically felt deep. I actually felt it when Peter said, "Listen now, and then I have my doubts too. Sometimes saving people I don't know is a trade-off where I end up hurting the people I love. With great power comes great responsibility. The true weight of those words is like nothing else. I mean, protecting everyone and everything. Heck, I'm just a one guy. Keeping this hero thing going could mean missing out on the rest of my life. That fear buried, whatever, and deep. And one day I tore my suit aside. Lucky for all of us, it was you who found it. Afterward, I realized that a suit or not, I can't run from myself. Whether you don't down the costume or don't. Whether you've got power or not. You're a hero." Basically Peter telling you that you can become a hero with or without a costume, and with or without powers. And this actually, you cry because that his own idol, the person that he's a fan of, called him a hero because even though he doesn't have any power, he still managed to save life as he can with his own skills as possible. Yeah, it was rusty, but he managed to save life. And that shows how good that Peter Parker is a good character because, yeah, with or without anything, you're still a hero of the things you have done. It really doesn't matter. Anyone can become a hero. And hell, at the end, people keep putting a tag into his house and calling him a fake. And he got pissed. And both the real Spider-Man and Silk are watching this. Silk is basically doubting the kid, but Peter's like, "Hey, give this kid a credit. After all, he did save me and save my life after all." And just cut him some slack. And the manga end says phase 1 end. So there might be phase 2. We honestly don't know. We just have to wait and see. But when I finished this manga, I felt heartwarming in the nostalgia from this manga. For the first time, I never felt anything like when it comes to manga. If I just say the last time I felt the nostalgia or anything that made me feel happy, sad, or whatever, it's really hard to say. No, if I say the most manga that got me the nostalgia, it will be Bleach because, well, like I said, Bleach has been the first anime that I grew up with, the first thing that I got into anime in the first place. And the anime, not the manga, not the anime. If I had to say the manga and anime made me feel heartwarming, it would be, I would say My Hero Academia. If I had to say something that kept me in my toes, got me more interested and invested in the story, it's really hard to say because there's a lot of interesting mangas that always caught my interest, always caught myself in toes, or something along those lines. Hell, it got me even more interested of when I have Goodbye Eri by tomorrow. That's something I'm very interested to read because I heard a lot of good things about it. And for those people who may not know, the Goodbye Eri is actually made by the same person who made Fire Punch and Chainsaw Man. He made another manga, which is a one-short manga, which I'm very interested to read, and I heard a lot of good things about it, so I cannot wait to read that one without any spoilers in a way. But yeah, that's basically it on my review to Spider-Man Fake Red Phase 1 manga. And if I had to scale this to 1 to 10, I have to give this 10 out of 10 because it's so good. I might read this again because when I was a kid, Spider-Man used to be my favorite superhero for a lot of reasons that we all could relate. And we all know why Spider-Man has been basically the mascot and the moneymaker in Marvel, and how much people love Spider-Man and how much people grew up with Spider-Man, and I'm actually one of them. But when I got older, Spider-Man became my number 2, where Iron Man is my number 1, and Deadpool is in number 3. So, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, Spider-Man will always be the first Marvel hero that I know and discovered Marvel when I was a kid. So, yeah, by reading this, I felt the nostalgia, I felt heartwarming, and related to the main character for the story is just, wow, I absolutely fucking loved it. I really do, and I highly recommend for people to get the manga, and I want to know you guys' thoughts and your opinions on this. And I'm glad I did not get spoiled or anything, because I was always interested, like, wait, is this continued? Then how is it that good if it's not continued? And I realized when I finally finished reading, I was like, oh, okay, now I see why. It's basically the Phase 1 manga, basically. And I can't say where I put this manga on my top 20 or top 25 list. So I can't say until, like I said, when I get all more manga that on my list to make 20 and top 25 video in the future. So again, be on the lookout for that one. But anyway, you guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Links to my other channels, my social media will be down below. So you guys know the drill. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Kneel before, shout out Critias, and I'll see you guys later.